Dan Deming of KKM Financial joins us now for the Trader Rundown once again. So much to get to. First of all, it is Columbus Day, so the bond market is closed.
That's correct.
Second of all, earnings are coming up this week. Third of all, we do have an options expiration.
We do.
Fourth of all, you've got China in the background. And oh yes, there's the Fed.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
There's a lot. Let's start with earnings.
Okay, done.
Banks kicking it off. And, you know, based on the action we saw late last week, Angie, there's some optimism in not only the market, but particularly in the financial sector. So I think it's going to be an interesting earnings cycle. You know, the banks are going to set the tone, but I do believe that they're in a pretty good position. And if you look how they performed relative to the rest of the market through this duress, with interest rates going down to very low levels, you know, the general trends in the global economic structure, the banks hung in there pretty well. So I think that is a good, nice omen going into the earnings cycle.
Right, we might see some pops from the bank stocks. Let's take a look at some other issues. China still out there.
It is.
What do you think?
It's going to be a wild card still. I mean, now hope springs eternal as of last week. It appears, Angie, that the talks are back on track and a little higher level than maybe the market had even anticipated. And I think that's why we saw some positive trends in the market late last week. But ultimately, that's still going to be a wild card. But I imagine the fact that they're still talking, they're making some headway. The market seems to like that. That seems to be good enough for the market at this point. And again, I think you also have some people here. We're heading into the fourth quarter. We're 2 weeks into it, and you got some money on the sidelines now that is looking to possibly get in here to participate at the end of the year. Excuse me.
Dan, as you know, the Fed is making some changes. They're working on this overnight lending. Will that make a difference in the market at all?
It could potentially. You know, you're right. There is a lot of moving parts there, and I think the jury's still out on that, Angie. But I think that to this point, I don't think it's really going to disrupt the markets too much. Now, we did see rates back up late last week as well, and now the expectations for a cut in the end of October have been lowered a little bit. Still high probability, about 68% chance right now, but that's down from 85 just a couple days ago.
Thank you so much, Dan.
All right, thanks for having me.
For more Business First AM, check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.